guys, I'm back at the farm. Anyway, I feel like I need to take my mic because the wind and everything. But you guys already know. So let me give you a quick update. I have the guys here who are supposed to be working on putting together an apartment. So this is what is happening. So I was introduced to different people for the possibility, each of them have a family, whatever, so for a possibility for them to live here on site, and meanwhile they can actually monitor and supervise my farm, and also kind of like act as a security person, right, in case some shenanigans happen on site. You guys know I've been dealing with a lot for the last 2 years with this land. People are trying to steal my land, and I'm trying to, put everything together. But I'm still dealing with the same thing that you guys know. My apartment building is over there, and I'm still dealing with the same shenanigans. Hence the reason why I'm still not resuming construction. Anyway, I feel like every time I'm here, I talk about these things. So anyway, what I wanted to say today is I finally found somebody. I'm not sure for sure if he's gonna be the one, because there are two people that was introduced to me. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Either we're gonna fix this, this thing here, or I'm gonna fix one of the apartment downstairs in that building. So the guys are here today to take measurements of the windows, the doors, and all of these things, so that at least somebody can move in real fast, okay? Because when you're dealing with shenanigans, guys, you have to be ready to fight. And like I told you in one of those videos, the best thing for me right now is to have somebody on site who actually live here, so that, in order to remove the person is going to be another challenge if those people come here. So that is the reason why I'm here. And at the same time, we're picking up some, let me show you. We still have papayas here that the guy was just cutting. This one and that one. Oh, by the way, you guys remember like 2 months ago I showed you that we actually cleared the whole land. Look at what happened. Look at what happened. I haven't even started farming. This is crazy, guys. This is I don't know what to say. I remember telling you that this land is really fertile. Look at that. And it goes all the way down there. Okay, look at this. This is crazy, guys. I'm shocked. Like, this is crazy. Like, I just remember like November, guys, this was November. Let me show you guys the footage when we burned the whole place. And now you guys see this. Guys, I can't, like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is like 2 months. In 2 months time, look at all of this. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. Is crazy, including that side and over there. Wow. Talking about we have fertile lands in Cameroon. Like, I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. Like, my cousin came here a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and then because the guy that I told you is, potentially gonna live here, he came with him so that the guy can see the site. And I was like, okay, this is a joke. And I feel like it's not even the raining season. This is like dry. It hasn't been raining for at least a month. It's not even the raining season, seriously. And look at how fast everything grew back. I give up. Next time I have to clear this land again is to farm. Like, I'm gonna clear it so that people can start farming, and I'm gonna show you guys the process, because I actually want to get started. The thing that happened in November, you guys know November, December is a busy season for me because of the school, and then I had other things going on in the village. If you guys saw that video, and I actually went back to the village at some point again. I just didn't share that with you guys, but yeah, so I was quite busy, and I was looking for somebody who was going to be doing, planting all the fruits and vegetable and cassava and plantains, all of that, because I actually want to do an organized farming because I still have a huge part of the land that is not used. So since I'm not authorized to build anytime soon, I kind of wanted to do some farming and organized farming, like papayas on one side, um, plantains on one side, and other stuff that I'm gonna share with you. So we're about to get started. We're in January, new year, new me, and I'm wearing this hat as a farm girl. Anyway, I'm shocked. Wow. And I spent so much money to have the land cleared and all of these things. So I'm trying to get on the other side. One thing that I wanted to talk about real quick, not pertaining to this land, but I have another land issue. I have so many issues. I feel like when you're in Cameroon, seriously, you have to be ready. Like if you bought land or you have land, or maybe your parent left you some land, don't just assume that because the land has a land title, like you have a certificate, whatever, it's gonna be fine. You can have all the paperwork. At the end of the day, it's not gonna matter. I wanted to tell you this because so many people are like, "Oh, I also want to buy land like you. I want to purchase land. I want to." One thing that somebody told me last time, when I was dealing with just thing, was that nowadays in Cameroon, if you're buying land, be ready to invest. Don't just buy land to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna invest when I have money." Like you better have money to invest as soon as you're buying the land, because the shenanigans. But don't trust people, guys, because one of the reason, I don't know. Guys, finally got home. Look at the situation here. Just dogs. Ça va? Home. My dogs are just, all over the place because they want me to feed them. And every time I come back, if I have to use the restroom, they're following me there. Like they follow me everywhere. Anyway, so right now they're really quiet because they realize that, I was on the phone at first and then now I'm filming. So they're quiet. But give them like a good 5-10 minutes, they're gonna be jumping on me again. Anyway, so let's talk about I feel like anytime I go to my construction site slash the farm, I never show you guys the progress. I never show you guys the progress. Reason is in Cameroon things are so slow. If you guys are used to it, then you know what I'm talking about. Things are just so slow. Like you can hire workers and then they show up one day and the next day they disappear and you now have to hire another worker or another team and so forth. So that is what have been going on to the point where in November when they cleared the land and they burn all the bush, um I was like, December is going to be a hectic month for me, so let me just postpone everything to January. And then this is the second week of January, so I figured let me just get started on the farm. Do not, I'm saying it and I repeat it over and over again, do not trust nobody, right? Like I started the conversation and then I got interrupted. Guys, do not trust nobody. um Once upon a time my dad trusted one person that he had met, and the person said he wanted to buy land, and my dad had more than enough. So my dad was like, okay, if you want to buy land in this residential neighborhood, I have land there and I can just sell you a portion of my land. So the man used to call my dad, how do I say it without saying my dad? Anyway, he used to call my dad Papa, then my dad's last name. Papa is father, right? Then my dad's last name. So let's say your dad's name is John, then he will say Papa John or something like that. So, and he's much younger than my dad, but he's a billionaire. I'm talking about he has money, okay? A billionaire in France CFA, okay? He's the same man that couple years later orchestrated some type of shenanigans in order to steal my dad's remaining land. Okay, so the land that my dad had sold him, the portion of the land that my dad sold him, let's say maybe my dad had like 3 acres, right? And then my dad sells him 1 acre. He wanted everything. He wanted the 3 acres. So my dad told him repeatedly over the years that I'm not selling the remaining two. I'm only selling you this one because that's the one you wanted to buy. And then the guy was like, if I have the money, I can give you more than what it's worth. Would you sell that portion to me? My dad said no. Guys, tell me why. Fast forward, couple years later, he doesn't even talk to my dad anymore. And then at some point, he was calling my phone because he knows that if my dad doesn't respond, then he will call me, right? Then my dad had a stroke. Let me tell you this story. My dad had a stroke. Can you believe that the man, I don't even know where to start. Um, he made up some fake documents saying that my dad sold him the remaining portion of the land that is close to where he built his house. The land that my dad had said for years and years, I'm not going to sell to you. And I remember when we talked on the phone, right? And I said, whatever you want to do, you can do whatever you want to do, but this thing is never going to work because we already lawyered up at this point. We went through court, our land certificate, land title got canceled, and all of these things. So it was already a fight, and the fight has been going on for years, right? But the thing with Cameroon is that if you're fighting with somebody who has a lot of money, then most of the time the fight is going to be even long. It's going to take a longer time, just because whenever you win, they can just go and pay somebody, and then the process is going to start again. So, yeah, that is what happened. That's what I'm saying. As much as this man was not family, but he was really close to my dad. He was like a friend to my dad. And then when my dad had his second stroke, the man just started making up fake paperwork, fake documentation, saying that my dad had sold him this portion of the land, whatever. And I remember asking him if he can send me some of these documents that he's saying my dad put his signature on it. And the man sent me some documents, but guess what? Guys, guess what? The name on the document wasn't even my dad's name. It was somebody else's name. You know, with WhatsApp, you have to be real quick. When somebody sends you something, they can just remove it or cancel it or whatever, because, whatever. So it didn't even take 5 minutes. I had already forwarded that document to my other phone number, like my other WhatsApp. Um, and then before I could realize, he had deleted the whole conversation. He had removed that document. So thank God I had already, I don't even know. Blake, where you going? My dog. He's looking through my stuff. Ça va? He's so sad. He's like, we hungry. But anyway, so, and I remember reading the document, and my dad's name wasn't even on it. But the land certificate, each land certificate has a number. That was the same number as my dad's, land title. But the name of the person who is, the owner of the land, that wasn't my dad's name. So the guy was making up fake paperwork, fake documentation. And I remember he called me right away, like 5 minutes later. He was like, "Oh, did you see what I sent you?" I said, "No, I haven't had the time to actually see it, but I realized that you actually deleted those, conversations, and you removed the PDF file." And then he was like, "Yes, yes, there was a mistake, but I'm going to send it to you because this is what your dad gave to me like 5, 6 years ago." Blah, blah, blah. This is when my dad was in the hospital. This is when my dad was in a hospital fighting for his life, and he was handicapped one side of his body, right? And this man who was pretending to be my dad's friend was about to steal my dad things. And that issue is still pending. That's what I'm saying. Cameroon is, gosh, things take forever. My dad had a stroke back in 2021, the second stroke back in 2021. So can you imagine, with 2024, and we have not yet. I mean, recently we were told that we won the case, but you never know. You never know. So at this point, we're waiting for the Supreme Court final say, right? Because they have to issue the final official documentation saying that you guys actually win this case, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's been a long process. Before my dad had a stroke, there was already a lot of movement going on that side of town pertaining to his land, and then my dad had a stroke. Then we found out that whatever was happening was actually that billionaire. It was the billionaire who was orchestrating everything. So yeah, and we found out because he felt like maybe my dad wasn't gonna make it. So he started reaching out to me and blah 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 blah. And he also thought because I was a woman, I wouldn't understand many things. Like he didn't know I was my dad's right hand. Like I know everything, everything. So anyway, be careful who you trust out there. The people that you say, "Oh, this is my friend," may not actually end up being your friend. Even your siblings. We've heard so many stories about, my sibling did this to me, my uncle, my auntie, my mom, my dad. So don't trust nobody. That's all I wanted to say. Anyway, this was supposed to be a day in the life type of vlog. So My dogs are just looking at me like, girl, stop talking, feed us. So I'm gonna catch you guys in the next vlog. And as usual, I'm gonna show you the update. What I'm still, discussing the specifics with the person who is supposed to live on site. Um, and we have to fix that apartment. So the work, everything is gonna get started next week. Today's Friday, so by next week, we're gonna get started on that. So I will walk you guys through the process and everything. Hopefully, I don't have people coming over with police officers asking me to stop any type of construction again, because you guys already know what I've been dealing with. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next vlog. I love you guys.